So this is my painting called Intercessor. And people ask me, well, they don't ask me because it's a word that is not really used in common language, like intercessor. What the heck's that? So I actually had to go at the dictionary, which is funny because for years I've been an intercessor without really knowing the meaning to it. So it was actually very fascinating. So if you guys go in there, it's a really interesting read. The dictionary is. Go figure. Anyway, so the intercessor is got lots of different meanings, and in the meaning it also tells you the downside of being an intercessor. And I've done all the downside parts of it too. So guys, art is interpretive. It's like, how do you see art? I'm just telling my story. You can see something completely different from looking at a picture. I had a grown man come up to me one day at an art show, and he just started bawling. This is a grown man, and he said, "I said, what's going on?" He says, "I don't know." Well, that's a good answer too. But something in the picture connected with him, and he responded. I'm going to say it was God, but I didn't say that at the time. So I'm going to give you what I think my belief system before I read the meaning on the dictionary or GPT. GPT, what is it? What are those? So I felt I was the bird at one point, and I was caught between what God was feeling and what in the position people were at. So I was caught like in between. And it's funny because in my life I often see two sides, opposing sides often. And I always question, like, why am I seeing both sides? And part of it is because in my makeup, there's a part of me that's a peacemaker, and that's one of the interpretations of the word. And I can see both sides, and I can pull these people together and without picking a side. Guys, this is so important. To be godly and not to pick a side, I think, is a gift. So I can see both perspectives, and I don't pick a side, because that's how wars start. Like, we pick a side and kaboom. So be able to come in between and identify with what one group is saying, and also identify with what another group is saying. And if they're locked, and if their horns are locked, it's a matter of just, for me, unlocking the horns and praying into that, like, and carrying that load, the load that both of them, or the load of them not being connected peaceably. Because, okay, so now I'm on a little different tangent here. Guys, there's two different kinds of peace. There's peace lovers and peacemakers. Those are very different things. An intercessor is a peacemaker. What does that mean? He means he's not afraid of being in the middle of two opposing perspectives. But a peace lover will go and, oh, run to one. Oh, I agree with you on the, I agree. Yeah, you're right. And then run to the other one and, oh yeah, just, I don't want to fight. So I'm going to say you're right. And that's peace loving. And that's a peace that the world gives. So scripture talks about that. But anyway, I got off tangent a little bit, but this is a big one. A peacemaker is not afraid to stir up. Guys, you know the word that I'm going to use, but I'm not going to use it because I'm on a family-friendly video. But it's like, you're not afraid to stir up the muck, the cow muck that's in there. Because without stirring it up, it's not going to come to the surface. And without it coming to the surface, it's never going to be looked at or dealt with. So the other meaning for intercessor is somebody that's like a bridge. So, like when we did foster care, I'd say this is a great example. People said, Are you going to adopt these babies that we took from the hospital? And it's like, well, we often prayed about it because it would have been our hearts actually on a natural level to keep these babies and raise them because we connected with them. And it's like, no, we know our position, so we know what we're supposed to be doing. Guys, we're a bridge. We're a bridge between where these kids are right now and where they're going. And this is what an intercessor is. They're a bridge between what's going on right now and what does God have for the future. Even if you take the God part out of the story, it's like, how do you bring somebody from this place here to a place of something better in the future? That's what an intercessor is. He's bridging the gap. And I'm going to just go back to Ian Don is not the intercessor, guys. That's only a role. Jesus is the intercessor. He talks about that. He calls himself the intercessor. He talks about the gap between God and the people, and he fills that gap completely. It's a great story if you're interested in reading some of the chapters in the Bible, some of the books in the Bible, Matthew, Mark, Luke. Maybe start with John and read it. It talks about him being the intercessor right in the middle, and he still prays for us. Guys, he prays for us. See, now we have a shift in the story. There's a lot in this picture. This is the Father, or Jesus, praying for the sparrows, the smallest and the least, and the broken, and the desperate. That's God's heart. Well, you say, what about the arrogant and the proud? Well, he does pray for them, guys, but are they even listening? Are they in a place where they can receive anything? Because they've got it all. They know it all. And that's why I think God is so against proud and I'm right and my position and the tension between. Guys, look at our world. There's so much tension between countries and positions, and Jesus' heart is for, guys, come together and make peace. Make peace with each other, because this is pride makes you right. Peace makes you humble, and ask the questions that will bring the peace that God gives, not the peace that we don't want. Peace just for the sake of it. We don't want peace just because, what would I say? Just want peace because then everybody will be happy, and just a blow it off kind of peace. That's not real peace, guys. Real peace is knowing the facts, getting to the core of stuff, and in the core you're working out a solution. You're mediating between. A mediator, that's another word for what an intercessor is. He's a mediator, and he's working stuff out between two different parties. Guys, I think that's enough for today. So thanks for watching.